ChatGPT every day, that doesn't automatically mean you know AI. And I know this might upset some people because right now AI is everywhere. Everyone wants to learn AI, everyone wants to teach AI, everyone suddenly has AI somewhere in their bio. And honestly, I have absolutely no problem with people entering in this field. I actually want more people to learn AI. But there is one thing that generally drives me crazy. Using an AI tool and understanding AI are two completely different things. And before you come for me in the comments, let me tell you why I think this way. I'm Guljabeen. I have been working in tech and building AI products for years. I did my bachelor's in computer science from ComSys Islamabad, then moved to Germany for my master's at Leibniz University Hannover, and where I studied informatics with a real focus on data science and AI. And no, my AI journey didn't start with ChatGPT came out. Before generative AI became this huge trend, I was already learning programming, algorithms, data, machine learning, and building projects, failing at projects, and debugging things at 2 a.m. Basically doing all the boring things nobody puts in Instagram reel. I work professionally in tech, including at Capgemini, Germany, and eventually moved deeper into AI and product development. And then my life took another turn. After spending years in Germany, I moved back to Pakistan. And coming back was interesting because by that time, AI had exploded. ChatGPT was everywhere. People were suddenly talking about prompts, agents, automation, LLM, and AI businesses. And honestly, I loved that. I love seeing people excited about technology, but I also started noticing something. Somebody would use AI for a few months, learn 10 from, watch a few videos, and suddenly AI expert. And again, I'm not saying you need a master's degree in AI. You don't. You don't need to go to Germany. You don't need a PhD. You don't even need a computer science degree to start learning AI. But if you want to go beyond simply using AI tools, if you want to build AI systems, if you want to become an AI engineer, then you need to understand some fundamentals. Because tools change. Today's is ChatGPT, tomorrow it's Claude. I think today still it's Claude, then Gemini, then some other new model will come and everyone will start talking about it. Then some completely new model appears and everybody moves there. But fundamentals don't disappear. So if someone came to me today and said, "Girl, I want to seriously get into AI, where do I start?" This is the roadmap I would give them. Okay, now let's actually build this roadmap step by step. I'm going to show you exactly where each skill fits, and so you can see the full journey as we go. First, learn Python. Please don't spend 6 months only watching Python tutorials. That's not going to work out. Learn the basics: function, loops, classes, APIs, files, libraries, writing ugly code, break things, fix them, because programming is not something you learn by watching somebody else code. Then the second step could be object-oriented programming. Classes, objects, inheritance, encapsulation. You don't need to become a professor of object-oriented language. People say it OOP. But you should understand how software is actually structured. Third, I think it's important to understand how software is actually structured. Then data structures and algorithm, and I know the second somebody says DSA, half the internet wants to close the video. But you don't need to solve 500 LeetCode problems before touching AI. You should simply understand things like arrays, lists, tags, queues, hash maps, trees, how searching works, how sorting works, what time complexity means. Because when you understand these things, you are not just copying code anymore, you're starting to think like an engineer. Then come the part people usually want to skip, is machine learning. Before asking how do I build an agent, understand what a model actually is. What is training? What is inference? What is supervised learning? What is unsupervised learning? What is classification, regression, overfitting, train data, test data, loss functions? These are concepts. These are important to know if you want to get into AI. Then move into deep learning, understand the neural networks, what layers are, what weights are. Now training actually happens again. You don't need to drive every equation on a whiteboard, but you should know what is happening behind the API you're calling. And then, of course, LLMs, large language models. Now, when somebody says ChatGPT is an LLM, you should understand that actually means tokens, embeddings, transformers, attention, context windows, training, fine-tuning, inference, hallucinations, why a model behave differently, why one prompt works on one model and behaves completely different on another. Because this is where something interesting happens. When you understand the science behind the model, you actually become better at using the model. Prompting stops being magic. You start understanding why certain instructions work. You understand why context matters, why examples matter, why the model sometimes confidently give you complete nonsense. And after that, go crazy with generative AI. Build RAG system, build agents, connect tools and the APIs, build automation. That is the reason why I'm completely against vibe coding, because most of the people who are non-techies, of course, it's great that you have that energy and you are building those, application through vibe coding. But when any error, any problem comes, you don't know how to handle it. And that is the reason, I'm emphasizing on that you guys need to learn AI in order to understand how to build a product. But build all of that on top of understanding, not just hype. There is another important thing I want to make you clear. Not everybody needs the entire roadmap. If you're a marketer, a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor, a business owner, your goal is simply to use AI effectively in your work. Amazingly, you don't need to become a machine learning engineer. Learn the tools deeply, learn prompting, learn workflows, learn automation, learn how to evaluate output, use AI inside your expertise. This is incredibly valuable. But don't confuse. I'm good at using AI with I understand AI engineering. Both are valuable. They are different skills. Honestly, this distinction is one of the biggest reasons I started Tech with Gul. I don't want people to just watch AI happening around them. I want people to understand it. I want students to build. I want professionals to use it properly. And especially here in Pakistan, I want more people to stop thinking AI बहुत मुश्किल है, ये हम नहीं कर सकते. You absolutely can, but shortcuts will only take you so far. On this channel, yes, I will show you ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, new AI tools, agents, automation, whatever crazy thing launches next week. But we are also going to talk about what is happening underneath all of it. Sometimes we will build, sometimes we will code, sometimes I will show you things from my own experience building AI products, and sometimes I'm probably going to rant. There is a lot happening in AI, and right now that deserves a rant, to be honest. But my goal is simple. I don't want you to just consume AI. I want you to understand it, and eventually I want you to build with it. If that sounds like the kind of AI content you have been looking for, welcome to Tech with Gul. Tell me in comments, where are you currently with your AI journey, and are you completely new? Are you already using AI tools, or are you trying to become an AI engineer? Because based on your answer, I'm going to build the next videos around exactly what you need.